Jesus called his followers to live with radical generosity, to be peacemakers who love their enemies, and to hunger and thirst for right relationships.
Jesus called this way of life a greater righteousness because it fulfills God's will for his people that's expressed in Israel's scriptures, the Torah and prophets. But in this section of his teachings, called Sermon on the Mount, Jesus gives some warnings about potential traps along the way.
Traps?
Yeah, for example, when you spend a lot of time studying God's wisdom in Scripture, it's easy to start thinking of yourself more highly than you should, ignoring your own blind spots. And it can feel natural to start handing out God's wisdom to others when you think they need it.
So the earnest quest for doing good could lead to a lack of self-awareness and a judgmental attitude?
Exactly. That's why Jesus opens his teachings on this topic by bluntly saying,
Do not judge. Well, that's a way to avoid the trap, I guess, but it's not easy when I see other people living foolishly.
Jesus invites us to take our instinct to judge others and instead empathize with them. How would I want to be judged if I were in their place? What standard would I like to be measured by?
Well, I'd like to be judged fairly, for a start.
Right. The problem is we're often unaware of our own character flaws and of the biases that can distort how we see others. This is why Jesus continues with a well-known parable.
Why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye, but you don't notice the beam in your own eye?
Jesus takes that impulse to judge others and he redirects it as an opportunity for critical self-reflection.
Okay, so if I see someone who I think is being angry and I feel like judging them, I take that as a chance to reflect on my own issues with anger.
Right. Or as Jesus says,
First, take the beam out of your own eye, and then you can see clearly the speck in your brother's eye.